The smartphone screens lit up. The pop culture group chats like completely froze. And just like that, the internet had a new obsession.
I mean, it was literally inescapable.
It really was. So picture this. It is May 11th, 2026. You open TikTok, and right there is one of the biggest pop stars on the planet.
Standing in a plush white bathrobe, of all things.
Exactly. A pristine white bathrobe. And she is mock crying, like dramatically pouring a drink, completely missing her mouth and just spilling it all down herself.
With that engagement headline right in the background.
Right. And the soundtrack over these fake tears. Her own 2010 heartbreak anthem, the one that got away.
Such a wild move.
And the caption was literally just 2 words and an emoji. She wrote congrats with 2 clinking champagne flutes.
Which is just, a masterclass in hijacking the narrative.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are unpacking a story that is, honestly, just layers upon layers of PR genius.
Yeah, today's deep dive is built entirely around the architecture of that narrative. It's anchored by one unbelievable headline. Josh Groban got engaged. Katy Perry had the most interesting response.
Which is an understatement, really.
Oh, totally. We are going to examine how that chaotic TikTok actually functioned as like a preemptive strike.
Right, to mask the quiet unraveling of her 9-year Hollywood partnership with Orlando Bloom.
Exactly. And then we have to dissect the mechanics of what might be the most heavily orchestrated geopolitical romantic hard launch in pop history.
Her relationship with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
I still can't say that out loud without my brain short-circuiting a little bit.
I know, it feels like a glitch in the simulation. But the through line here is really about control.
Control over the narrative. Yeah.
Yes. How does a global icon maintain absolute authority over her public image when her private life is, undergoing these massive structural changes?
So let's start with the TikTok itself. Because Josh Groban recently got engaged to British theater actress Natalie McQueen.
Right. They've been Instagram officials since Valentine's Day 2023.
Yeah, and he proposed on April 20 at Disneyland, right in front of Snow White's wishing well.
Which is very sweet.
It's a very wholesome, straightforward celebrity engagement. But then Katy Perry takes a screenshot of an article about this wholesome engagement, uses it as a green screen.
And films herself spilling a drink in a bathrobe.
Right. I watched this and my immediate thought was, this is so unnecessarily messy.
Well, messy on the surface, yeah.
Because they dated briefly in 2009, and it was a guarded secret until she, casually spilled it on a live stream in 2017.
Yeah, she just blurted out that he was the inspiration for the song.
And Groban even went on Andy Cohen's show in 2018 to laugh about it.
Yeah.
He was pointing out he never owned a Mustang and didn't have a tattoo like the lyrics of her song suggest.
I was so confused.
He was. So my question is, why resurrect a 15-year-old secret relationship just to spill a drink on yourself in front of 12 million people?
Right.
Is this the new playbook for celebrity breakups? Weaponizing your own past for relatable content?
I mean, honestly, yes. It's because of how the modern paparazzi economy operates today. Tabloids inherently want to weaponize the past.
Right.
So when an ex gets engaged, the immediate tabloid angle is to paint the former partner as the jilted, mourning ex, regardless of how much time has passed.
Even 15 years later.
Exactly. So by making the joke first and making it aggressively dramatic, she completely neutralizes the press. She removes the oxygen from any speculative article.
It is like a controlled burn. You start a small, ridiculous fire on your own TikTok page so the tabloids don't have enough fuel to start a bigger fire about you.
That's a perfect analogy.
Because if she says nothing, a magazine runs a piece saying, Katy Perry silent on Groban engagement.
And if she posts a polite congratulations, they overanalyze her word choice for hidden resentment.
So by acting entirely unhinged in a bathrobe, she owns the punchline.
She does. And the fan response proves the efficacy of the strategy.
Oh, people loved it.
They really did. The comments on platforms like Bored Panda immediately crowned her the queen of being relatable.
I saw one that called it the kind of crazy we all need.
Right. She essentially trained the public to view her as an internet comedian rather than a vulnerable pop star.
Which is a huge shift.
It is. And that positioning was vital in May 2026 because she needed the public to be looking at a joke from 2009 rather than looking too closely at what had happened in her life just 9 months prior.
And that is the crazy part. This TikTok was a masterpiece of self-aware humor. but it completely overshadowed the massive, quiet heartbreak Katy had just gone through.
The real story that the cameras almost missed.
Exactly. The TikTok is ultimately about misdirection. To understand why Katy felt the need to seize control of the algorithm so aggressively, we have to look at what she was actually grieving behind the scenes.
Right, the end of an era.
In June of 2025, she and Orlando Bloom officially called off their engagement after 9 years together.
9 years in Hollywood is practically a lifetime.
It really is. And they share a 5-year-old daughter, Daisy. But they didn't just drop a press release out of nowhere. They executed what I would call a soft launch breakup.
A soft launch breakup. I like that.
Yeah, because the public rollout of a separation at that level of fame, it requires a delicate temperature check.
PR teams do not want to shock the market. They want to condition it.
And the conditioning happened at Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's Venice wedding.
Oh, that was such a massive media event.
Huge. And Orlando attended solo. He was heavily photographed chatting with Kim Kardashian, but Katy was completely absent.
Which is incredibly telling.
Right. You don't just happen to show up solo to the Bezos wedding. That is a highly curated, global elite guest list.
Going solo to an event with that density of media coverage is basically distributing a silent press release.
Exactly. It tells the ecosystem that the partnership is over before lawyers even draft a statement.
It signals a shift from a romantic partnership to a logistical co-parenting arrangement.
And the official statements later confirmed exactly that, noting they've been shifting their relationship over many months.
Sources indicated the split was amicable, which is a critical detail.
It is, especially when you look at her history.
Yeah.
She endured a notoriously painful, highly publicized 14-month marriage to Russell Brand that ended in 2011.
Right. When you have experienced a traumatic, contentious severing of a relationship in the public eye, avoiding a repeat of that specific trauma becomes the primary objective.
So the relief of a non-legal cooperative untangling is profound.
Absolutely.
But she didn't just retreat and co-parent quietly. She launched the Lifetime's tour.
90 shows.
90 shows. Kicking off in April 2025, running through America, Abu Dhabi, Canada.
Yeah.
I look at the timing of that tour and I think, is this pure avoidance?
You think she's running from it?
I mean, is she just outrunning the reality of the split by putting herself on a stage every night?
It's an interesting theory, but avoidance implies a lack of processing. I would argue a 90-show global tour functions more like an emotional tourniquet.
An emotional tourniquet.
Wow. Yeah, the neurology of post-breakup immersion is fascinating. When you are performing for tens of thousands of people night after night, you are trapped in a highly regimented adrenaline loop.
So she's just running on pure adrenaline.
The sheer physical exertion combined with the scheduled dopamine hit of crowd response leaves very little unstructured time for grief to settle.
So she's scheduling her healing, in a way.
It is a scheduled, mechanized form of moving forward.
You know, you are probably listening to this thinking, okay, she threw herself into her work after a breakup. That is standard pop star behavior.
Which it is.
It is. But if you want to understand how she completely upended the celebrity playbook, make sure you are subscribed to Starscope Report. Because what she did just 1 month after ending that 9-year relationship requires a masterclass in crisis PR to decode.
It really forces a complete reevaluation of how political and entertainment fame interact.
So let's break down the timeline of this romance with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Let's do it.
Because I look at them at Coachella, or even at their early dinners, and I honestly struggle to understand the logistics.
It's jarring, visually.
It feels like a relationship generated by an AI trained on pop culture anomalies.
Yeah.
Are we sure this isn't just mutually beneficial crisis management?
It's a PR stunt.
Yeah. He is navigating a highly public separation from his wife of 18 years, Sophie Gregoire, which was announced in 2023.
And Katy is fresh off her own split.
Exactly. They both need a distraction narrative.
Look, the PR stunt theory is common when two disparate spheres of influence collide. But the execution of this rollout suggests something far more deliberate.
You think it's real?
Whether it's real or not, this was a textbook execution of escalation PR. They didn't rush the exposure. They phased it to build public tolerance.
Okay, let's track that escalation. Phase 1 is plausible deniability.
July 2025.
Right. Katy is spotted at Le Violon in Montreal with the 53-year-old Trudeau. They spend 2 hours at dinner. They meet Chef Danny Smiles, and diners explicitly note to the press that there were no visual signs of PDA.
Choosing Le Violon is strategic.
How so?
It is a high-end, chef-driven restaurant. It is public enough that you know you will be seen and reported on, but exclusive enough that you control the physical environment.
Oh, I see.
You aren't going to have a tabloid photographer leaning over the table. It floats the idea of the pairing to the press without providing any actionable photographic evidence.
Right. And Trudeau attends her Lifetime's tour stop in Montreal just days later. It's supportive, but still deniable.
Exactly. Plausible deniability.
But then we hit phase 2, foreign soil escalation.
October 2025.
Yep, they fly to Paris for her 41st birthday. They are photographed holding hands leaving a club. Shortly after, they're seen kissing on her yacht off the coast of Santa Barbara. The deniability is totally gone.
Once the physical boundary is crossed in the public eye, the narrative has to shift. It goes from are they to they are, and we are dictating how you perceive it.
Which leads to October 31. Katy is on stage. A fan attempts to propose to her during the set, and she yells into the microphone, "No! I am dating someone else, for crying out loud."
She just put it right out there.
She forces the issue into the digital footprint.
She uses a live, unscripted moment to formally acknowledge the relationship. It feels authentic and spontaneous.
Even though it might not be.
Right, but it perfectly sets the stage for the highly orchestrated digital confirmation.
The Tokyo hard launch. December 6, 2025. This is where the mechanics of this relationship completely blew my mind.
It was so bizarre.
Katy posts an Instagram carousel captioned Tokyo Times on Tour. It features a cheek-to-cheek selfie with Trudeau and a video of them at a sushi dinner.
But the craziest detail wasn't even the selfie.
No. They had lunch with former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, and Kishida actually posted about it on his own Instagram, officially dubbing Katy as Trudeau's partner.
It is like diplomatic money laundering.
Diplomatic money laundering, yes.
Yeah.
You don't announce the relationship yourself.
Yeah.
You route the confirmation through a highly respected, untouchable third party, so it comes out looking instantly legitimate.
That is an excellent way to describe it. You have a former G7 leader utilizing his political network to validate a pop culture romance.
And for Kishida, it softens his image, granting him unexpected pop culture relevance.
And for Trudeau and Perry, it elevates their pairing from tabloid fodder to a geopolitical event.
It's wild.
It is a surreal blending of diplomatic protocol and celebrity gossip architecture.
Entirely surreal.
Yeah.
We need to be clear here. We're just looking at this from a pop culture and PR perspective, not endorsing any political viewpoints from anyone involved.
Oh, absolutely. This is purely about the mechanics of fame.
Right. And once that high-level validation is secure, Katy immediately pivots to meme culture.
February 11.
Yep. She posts candid shots of Trudeau with the text, "Patiently waiting for my bruff to finish his big boy business stuff so we can call." Fans started crowning them Canada's royal couple.
Calling political strategy or diplomacy big boy business stuff is a brilliant tactical move.
It really is.
It neutralizes the intimidation factor of his resume. She brings a former head of state down to the digestible level of internet boyfriend culture,
Making him accessible to a demographic that primarily consumes entertainment media.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the visual climax of this entire campaign. April 2026. Coachella.
The desert.
Paint this visual in your mind. Katy Perry in a casual white tee and shorts. Justin Trudeau in jeans and a backward Montreal Alouettes baseball cap.
The backward cap was iconic.
Katy captions her photo dump. "He checking these chickens." They watch Justin Bieber's headlining set together. Katy even posts a clip joking that she is glad Trudeau has premium so they don't have to watch ads during the show.
The backward baseball cap is not an accident, by the way.
You think it was planned?
Trudeau is aggressively stripping away his political baggage. He is making a deliberate sartorial choice to project approachability, distancing himself entirely from the tailored suits of political office.
But how does this actually work logistically? A former world leader has a massive security apparatus.
Huge.
You don't just eat snacks at a music festival with the Secret Service equivalent hovering over your shoulder without breaking the illusion of being a normal couple.
Well, the premium joke Katy made is actually the tell.
What do you mean?
It is a subtle flex about their controlled environment. They aren't packed into the general admission crowd. They are in a highly secure, sterile VIP zone that is designed to look like they are mingling with the masses.
Oh, wow. So it's an illusion of casualness.
Exactly. And this answers the broader question of how these two worlds actually integrate. While their daily realities seem wildly different, negotiating trade deals versus performing stadium choreography, the underlying architecture of their lives is identical.
Because they both operate inside a bubble of intense security and public scrutiny.
Precisely. They both understand the burden of public expectations, the necessity of crisis management teams, and the reality of living on a schedule dictated by global demands.
So they actually have a lot in common.
This pairing reflects a modern era where political figures and pop culture icons occupy the exact same celebrity ecosystem. The paparazzi economy has shifted to cover politicians the same way they cover actors. Trudeau already speaks the language of fame.
There is a really grounding detail to this, too, that we haven't mentioned.
About his son.
Yeah. Trudeau's eldest son, Xavier, went on the Can't Be Censored podcast and revealed he actually sends his original music to Katy for feedback.
Which is actually really sweet.
He called her super down to earth and emphasized that it is just important that his dad is happy. Underneath the geopolitical PR maneuvers, there was an actual blended family dynamic trying to function.
It grounds the spectacle in human reality, which is the final necessary step in solidifying public approval for an unconventional relationship.
We've seen Katy go from classical singers to actors to world leaders. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what we uncover next. Because in Hollywood, the story is never really over.
It really isn't. When you look at this entire journey from hiding a romance with Josh Groban in 2009, keeping it a total secret for years out of fear of media intrusion.
Right, to proudly posting internet memes about a former world leader's big boy business stuff in 2026.
It reveals a massive paradigm shift. For a long time, the goal for women in the spotlight was impenetrable secrecy. Hide the breakups, hide the casual dates. But the internet always finds out.
Always.
So the new strategy is radical, messy transparency.
It makes you wonder if that radical transparency is the ultimate form of controlling your own narrative. If you are the one posting the fake crying TikTok in a bathrobe, the tabloids cannot use that imagery against you. You own the punchline.
You take away their power.
Exactly. You own the narrative of your new romance by routing it through foreign dignitaries and Coachella photo dumps before the paparazzi can sell the blurry telephoto lens shots.
It's a brilliant defense mechanism.
It really is. It's something to mull over next time you see a celebrity oversharing on your feed. Are they slipping up, or are they executing a highly calibrated strategy? You've been listening to Starscope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning into this deep dive, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.